There's a lot of information out there that states that your growth pattern is completely random and unsynchronized. But before I continue, I want to boldly state that there's nothing in nature that's random. In fact, I believe that in nature there's a subtle but powerful rhythm that science has discovered in some topics but is yet to discover in others. See, whenever you read that something's not true or doesn't exist, it's often because it hasn't been studied or observed yet. Believe it or not, studies are expensive, but there's a lot of studies out there that don't get as much recognition due to its size and its minimal effect to the medical community. But luckily for us, in this case, there was a study that was done in 1991 by Randall and Ebling that observed the connection between seasonal changes and human hair growth. The first study was done on 14 healthy Caucasian men ages 18 to 39 for 18 months in Sheffield, UK. The study showed that during the spring and warmer seasons, an average of 90% of scalp follicles were in the anagen or active growth phase. And during the autumn months, the average went down to its lowest at 80%, and the number of hair strands in the exogen shedding stage also doubled during the autumn months. The same increased shedding during the autumn months were also observed in another study done on New York women. This constant observation has been titled the autumnal molt. If you think about it, depending on how attentive and aware you are of your hair, you probably notice this or a similar growth and shedding pattern with your own hair. Apart from seasonal changes, the most obvious regulator of human hair growth are hormones. In addition to controlling your emotions, hormones also dictate your body's rhythm. In part 2, I briefly mentioned that a signal is sent to your dermal papilla, telling it to start or end the growth stage. This growth, rest, and shedding pattern becomes a well-orchestrated rhythm controlled by your hormones. Hormonal changes have the ability of changing you physically. That's why I often refer to it as a physiological change. Hormonal or physiological stress is completely different than emotional stress and has the ability of dramatically affecting your growth rate. There's many things that can change the physiological balance of your body. Some examples are ending the use of oral contraceptives after being on it for some time, or starting the use of oral contraceptives for the first time, or after taking a break, can cause a hormonal shift that can affect your shedding rate. One of the most dramatic hormonal experiences anyone could ever go through occurs during and after pregnancy. During the 9 months, increased levels of estrogen and progesterone locks about 95 to 98% of hair in the active growth phase. But after having a baby, hormone levels gradually regulate back to its original rhythm. So all these strands that were locked into the active growth stage, almost in a synchronized way, go into the rest and shedding stage. This is referred to as postpartum shedding, which is another way of saying after delivery shedding. The normal 100 strands a day doubles, triples, and even quadruples for a substantial amount of time. And FYI, this large shedding may be even worse in the autumn months due to the already natural increased shedding that takes place during the fall season. Even though weight loss is good for you, sudden weight loss can also be a form of physical trauma and can temporarily alter your hormonal balance, resulting in hair thinning. In general, any physical stressful experience your body goes through will throw it off its natural rhythm. When your body is going through something stressful, all your resources have to focus on that in order to defend and heal your body. Your hair, skin, and nails receive nutrients from your bloodstream last. So when your body is going through something traumatic like a fever, flu, infection, or recovering from a surgical procedure, a lot of your hair strands go into the rest stage at the same time. You start noticing a lot of shedding 2 to 3 months after you've gone through a traumatic experience. So in this video, we went over the seasonal and hormonal connection to hair growth. I hope you found this video interesting and learned something new from it. As always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.